Yes, now I can hear you. Okay.
Yeah, I just took the AirPods out. It's just that sometimes they work, so
I'm like, I
depends on.
don't know if it's me or I'm going in and out of different rooms. Be like, maybe it works in here. Okay, good.
Yeah, now I'm glad. Thank you that everybody can hear me. Um, so going on every day, this is our Hicksville campus. Our Hicksville campus is quite large. It's one of the bigger of all of the campuses. As you can see in the back field here, we use a lot of this for water play, for sports every day. They put out tables with water for the kids. You could also see here on the side, this is actually be where our arrival will be this year, is on the side of the building, not in the front if you've been there in the past. When we come up the side, the parents will drive up this side way, and then they drive out of the back here to after dropping off their children. Um, we use the parking lot. We put basketball hoops out. The kids are outside a lot of the time. If the weather is either too hot or if the weather is obviously raining, um, we try to keep them in cool areas, especially once it gets too warm. Let me see here. Okay, so here's our arrival and dismissal. Um, as we said, we have valet arrival. So children do not leave their car until they've been asked their wellness screening and their temperatures. And then the campers get washed up, hand sanitizer, and then they're escorted to their groups. Each group has a classroom or are in the gym. Dismissal, we have, it's going to be exactly the same as arrival. What we're going to do differently this year is we're going to ask every family to put their name on, just print out their name on a piece of paper and put it in the window so that as soon as you're driving up, we say we know exactly who they are. This worked so well this year at the school for the little ones that we're going to do that also for campus. Um, for those who are just joining us too, we have our campus director. I'm our campus director, excuse me. Our program director this year is Liz, who is here. She's waving if you could see her. Liz is our new program director, we are so excited is joining us for her third summer as well. She is our art director for the last 2 summers. My husband, Scott Martin, who was the program director, is taking over the East Rockaway campus. So I will miss him, but I am very happy to have Liz with us. So she's just joining us to see what giving one of a virtual tour is like, so that she can do them as well. Going on here. So looking back at 2020, as we could say, we were very lucky that in the 2020 summer season, we could say that we had 0 cases of transmission of COVID throughout the 10 campuses of Camp Saras. We kept the kids safe. They had their masks on. They were able to take the mask off when they were, within distance of each other. Um, when they're outside, as long as they are within a safe distance, we allow them to take them off. When they're having their water breaks, when they're having lunch, we have them separated enough in an air conditioned area that they can have that they're able to take their masks off. We were very lucky once again to have 0 cases of COVID throughout the entire summer, and that is not only for campers, but that is for staff as well. Now, looking forward to 2021, we are delighted to see our campers and staff enjoy such much needed reprieve for the months of being stuck at home, that we're able to resume normal activities and social connections with still having, keeping things safe with COVID, but they will have a lot more activities than we did last summer. We spent most of our time on campus. This summer, we will be going off campus for a few trips. Every day at camp, it is a structured schedule. Every day you have 45 to 60 minutes. You get sports, arts and crafts. You have a game room. There's gaga, there's go-karts, there's steam, there's water play. They get electives as well, which you sign your child up for, which is things like EduCamp, soccer, Those are two that you pay for, that are extra, and dance they sign up for. They do a talent show at the end of the summer. We were able to stream the talent show last year, so no parent missed it. We actually saved it as well, so the parents were able to watch it after, if they were working or anything like that. So we make sure that the activities are constant. For our tiny tots, which are 3-year-olds, to our kinder camp, we have certified teachers for both of those group leaders, because they do, in the morning they'll do things like letters of the day, they'll do letters of the week, they have carpet time. It's the mornings for the little ones are very much like school, but yet then they get to go outside and have water play with everybody else, and they participate. We're hoping that this year we can have our morning ritual, which is in the gym, which we missed last summer, but we just have to wait till we find out if the CDC will allow us to do that. Off campus field trips. Generally, our campers travel twice per week to swimming and bowling, and between 3 to 5 times during the summer, they go on field trips. This will happen this summer. And we're not sure how many of the field trips will happen. We know for a fact that Adventureland is happening for our, I think it's kinder camp through eighth grade campers. The Tiny Tots are the only ones that don't go. But we will be going to Adventureland, and they have actually blocked off Adventureland for only Camps R Us campuses that day. Health and wellness. As we say, health and wellness is the most important, and safety first with our staff. An amazing team to focus on creating a safe and nurturing environment for campers in which they feel safe and supported. All senior staff are trained. We actually just got the email today about American Red Cross and CPR first aid training for those who have not done it, and for those who have to renew it. They are having in service, so that um, we can just kind of check up on what we did last summer and making sure we know what we're doing. One thing I find that's very important at Camp Saras that we do as well is we do an anaphylaxis response and food allergy awareness by a program called Safe for Kids. Safe for Kids is a phenomenal program. The woman that runs it, Carrie, um, she happens to be a friend of mine as well, and I have a child with who is anaphylactic to tree nuts, so it's something that I take very seriously at camp, with food and making sure everybody is safe. All campers and staff are required to put their own health histories on file. They have to have physical exams. They will be, last summer we had to get COVID testing every 2 weeks as staff members. Our staff was requested to not go away anywhere on the weekends, or and stay safe. Again, things might be a little different this summer, but we're doing always safety first. Registration information. If you have not registered, you can register now. It's a continuous registration. We offer your choice for up to 8 weeks, between 2 to 5 days per week, and you can even mix match your days each week. A lot of families like to wait when the calendars come out so they can base their days on if they want the kids to come to camp for swimming days or bowling days, or for the trips. If you have any questions on fees, discounts, and payments, you could go on the main campsrus.org website or call the main office, and they will answer all of your questions. Um, for our own campus, I'm going to just stop sharing this so that I can get the full screen. Um, our campus itself, we find very special. It's always been family run. My family is there. My two children are there with me. I have one in seventh and eighth grade group, and I have one in the 3-4s this year. So, like I said, I want my kids to have fun. So, it's important for me to make sure that your children are having fun as well. Um, again, we will I hope that the calendars are out. I can't wait to see them because I haven't even seen them yet. But the transportation and everyone in the main office are working so hard to make sure that we will safely get wonderful trips and that the kids will have a safe environment. Does anyone have any questions?
Hi, how are you? My son Hunter already goes with you guys. He
Yeah.
loves it. He's in the older group, but this is my first time that my littlest is joining, and
Great.
yes, I'm excited about it. And she's in kindergarten now, so I assume she'll be in the kindergarten group
Yes,
now.
Kinder camp. Yep.
Okay, so you said that runs a little differently. You said the morning is more like schoolish, and then like, do they get to go bowling and swimming and all those things as well?
Kinder camp does. Yes, Kinder
Oh,
camp still does get to do swimming. They get to go to bowling. They will go on trips themselves too. We just in the morning they do a little bit more of, they try to think of themes of the week. Bella, who is um, our Kinder camp instructor, she is a certified teacher and makes sure that in the morning she'll have like worksheets for them, just to kind of remind them like
right.
that their brain is still needs to, be thinking about school a little bit. And it's not much. We do blocks with them. We do Play-Doh with them. We do, but again, it's not where their very first period of the day, they're outside already.
Right. You get them settled a little bit
Yeah,
first.
I think they need a little bit more time. I remember my own child being in kinder camp and, I know they need that time to kind of get settled and where does my lunch go? Where does my stuff go? Where does, it takes
Right.
a little time for them to get used to it too, because when they do, when kinder camp goes, when they do swimming and bowling, they have to change themselves,
Mhm.
it's starting to get used to that too. Or when we have the water slide at camp, it's okay. You're on your own. You got to change, you have to do it. And so it's definitely, that's why we just take a little bit more time with them in the mornings.
That was going to be my next question, because I know, like my son, I throw his stuff in his bag and, he takes care of himself. But, so with her, should it be customary for her to come in her bathing suit already, or just,
I would say to have her bathing suit on already unless she gets uncomfortable. One of my children can't have a bathing suit on all day. It'll drive her nuts.
Okay.
So it's just, but she will have counselors by the bathroom. We just cannot physically sit there and put it on. We can help them and say, hold on, this is backwards. Oh, hold on. Put your foot in here, as long as they're comfortable. But yes, if she's comfortable wearing her bathing suit, that's fine. And then when she has to change after, we try to never leave them in wet bathing suits or wet clothes or things like that, just because that's,
Gross.
unsanitary and we don't want
Mhm.
that to happen. But I'm so excited. Hunter always talked about his sister.
Yes, now she's joining. And is it a smaller ratio of teachers? Because you said the full teachers, but is it a smaller ratio of kids, or is it the same?
As of right now, we still are enrolling, so it just depends on the amount that we have. Um, as of right now, we're looking that we're going to have numbers like the 2018 season, which is a smaller amount, but it's not as small as it was last year.
Yeah, last year was small.
It was very tiny.
Yeah. We were there. No,
I know. You were there, and so how we were very, very lucky to have a healthy campus.
No, yeah, no, I agree 100%. I got so much backlash from people when I was like, oh no, my kid goes to camp, and they're like, you send him to camp, and I'm like, oh yes, I'm having a fabulous summer, and so is he.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think I'm looking forward to my kids being in camp, and I'm there, and I have my little one who is like, can I do 4 weeks with you and 4 weeks with daddy? I'm like, okay, that's now that we're in two different.
No, I thought it was very well ran last year. Very well ran. You guys did a great job.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'm done monopolizing the meeting.
We really look forward to and what's your daughter's name?
Zoe.
Zoe, that is right. I remember Hunter saying that, yes. Hunter always told
and
us.
You'll hear about little Lucy the dog very soon. No,
I can't wait.
Well. No.
Well, it's good to see you, Miss Conrad.
They tell all the business, I'm sure. They tell you everything that's going
They
on.
tell us everything. I mean, especially Liz and Art. I mean, she heard it
Oh,
all.
yeah, I hear everything. It's great. I love hearing their home stories. It's just it's
Yep.
fun. They're so excited.
Yep. Sometimes you're like, did you have to tell that story? Out of all Yep.
Some of the stories I'm like,
a few
I don't know
times.
if we should.
Oh, it's funny.
All right. Any other questions? Just see if anyone else. I'm going to put my email in the chat right now. So if anybody has any questions that pops into their head, you know, I know sometimes it all of a sudden comes up to them and they said, oh, I should have asked that. You're more than welcome to email me. My email's on my phone, so I do get them rather quickly. My one thing that I always take pride in our campus is that I always make sure that I stay in contact with parents throughout the day. If it's not posting videos or posting live feeds of camp, I will continue doing that this summer as well. Is there a minimum of number of weeks that you need to sign up for? No, there's no minimum amount of, if you want to do 1 week to all 8 weeks, that is up to you as a parent. You're allowed to sign up for as many as you would like. I know parents who have gone from 1 week to 4 weeks because every week their kids like, wait, but next week they're doing this, and wait, but this week we're doing this. So they're always but there is no minimum amount of weeks.
Okay, I have one more question.
Yes.
Are you going to be following the CDC rules that now you can travel outside the state, and without having to quarantine or anything like that?
The Camps Association has yet to tell us what their guidelines will be with that. Last summer they did follow it. This summer we haven't heard yet from them. Unfortunately, they like to tell us things a little last minute, and that's what happened to us last year. Hopefully they'll get it together and give us a manual of Joanne, who's the head of our nurse and the health in our program, will always be the first to tell us when traveling. I'm not sure. Now even with flying, they've changed it that you could come back from Florida and you no longer need to quarantine.
Right.
But the camps, see, what's hard is it's the CDC, but then there's also the Camps Association, that's who we also have to follow.
Gotcha.
So as soon as we hear, we will, of course, the parents will know and they'll get a manual. I think they're going to be sending a virtual manual to parents of rules like that and what is going to be required to be a camper. Somebody asked, is food will be provided? We do not provide lunch. All families have to bring their own lunch. We do have snack at the end of the day, but I do find from my own children that they ask for food and snacks even more than what we give them at the end of the day. We never tell them we can't give them a snack, but it's always better to just pack their lunches. And we can't order out. If there's an emergency and somebody forgets their lunch, which of course we've had that happen, but we really cannot order food. And that's also protecting the children of having food coming in. We don't know who's touched the food. We don't know, we try to keep it as safe as possible. So lunch is not provided. That is provided from home. We last summer requested brown bags so that we could throw them out. And it's just, again, a sanitary thing. We did have some kids who took a lunch bag because they had something that they had to, that they wanted warmed up or things like that. But it is, because they had the canisters and they didn't want to lose them. And that's okay. But if we can avoid having the lunch bags that go home with the kids, it makes it a lot easier at the end of the day. And it also makes it cleaner that we could just say, okay, your lunch is done. Let's throw this out. And that's it. And we clean we clean up after every lunch period for the kids. No one's after one group leaves, everything's cleaned off, and then we come back in. Any other questions? I am not sure exactly of the date of when the calendar is going to be available. I know Jason, the managing director of all of the campuses put out a notice, and he said it should be within the next few weeks. So we're even looking forward to it. We have not seen it. So as soon as it's out, I'm sure Jason will be the first person to post it.
And you said from there, we'll be able to decide which days, like we'll have some time.
Yes, you'll have time to decide. I think he actually extended it. If he had put a notice up on Facebook about extending the time, like you make your decision and things like
Right.
that because of the calendar.
Okay.
Is there a date you need to be registered by? No, it is a rolling admission. The one thing that they will ask you, is the way it worked for last summer, and we're still waiting what is the update, but I will tell you just what was requested for last summer so you're aware, is that either the child has received a negative COVID test and they could come to camp as soon as they've received that, or we need like a 10-day quarantine with temperature taken before the child can come to camp. So it can't be a last minute decision. I want my kid to go to camp tomorrow. But if it's something that you said, hey, listen, I got my child, here's my child just got tested, they're negative, then they could come if they have the correct paperwork and their medical forms, then they can come to camp. Let me see if there's anything else here. All right, I think that is it. If anyone else has questions or anything, I did put my email in here. It's also on the Camps R Us Hicksville page on campsrus.org. If you go to Hicksville, you'll see my email, and you can more than likely contact me too on the Camps R Us Facebook page. I can answer any questions from there, and I thank everyone for coming tonight. All right. And I hope we were just on break at our school, but I hope everyone has a safe time back at school and stay healthy, and we'll see everybody at camp. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Have a good one.
Bye.